Across the country, wages for workers are up. Black wealth is up record 60% since the pandemic. So many of you, look, and by the way, I mean this sincerely from the bottom of my heart, we're just getting started.
Welcome back to America Decides. That, of course, was President Biden today in Milwaukee, talking about his economic policies and suggesting that they have worked out well for minority Americans. He also criticized former President Trump. We'll talk about all of that with Leslie Sanchez and Chuck Rocha. They join us now. Leslie, CBS News political analyst who served in the George W. Bush administration. Chuck is the president of Solidarity Strategies and was an advisor to Bernie Sanders' 2020 presidential campaign. Leslie, I want to talk to you first about this poll in New Hampshire, St. Anselm. It's consistent, and we should talk about this for just a second. CBS News polling was the first to capture this momentum for Nikki Haley, now captured in a second poll. What does that tell you about at least New Hampshire and Nikki Haley's potential prospects there?
I think it speaks a lot about New Hampshire. I mean, New Hampshire has a lot of it. Those independent voters like to be the ones that test the mettle of these candidates. They take that role very seriously. She has tremendous appeal among women, suburban women, college-educated women, Christian women. I mean, you go down the line, but women are really falling in line and building a big part of that support. And also you have that base that's looking for alternatives. They like what they see. She has been tested, and I feel that reflects that. I don't know if it's going to go much further than that, but it reflects it.
Anyone doing simple math sees right now, Trump at 44, Haley 30, Christie 12, according to that poll. You put Christie and Haley together, that's 42, that's neck and neck. Does this in any way increase the pressure or the questions about Christie staying in this race and not backing Haley?
Not for Christie. I think he's going to just ride it to the end. I mean, he's ride or die. He's
in New Hampshire.
In New Hampshire, and probably as far as he can go, even with very few. He's running on fumes anyway. But I mean, he's just going to keep that.
Chuck, as a Democrat who is eyeing this very closely, do you see any instability in the Trump inevitability narrative?
I mean, not really, but anything could happen. I'm also somebody that said Donald Trump could never be president, so welcome to my party, right? So, like, I never say never no more. So anything could happen. Every time something happens to him, it seems to just help him. When Democrats are like, well, if he gets convicted or if he gets indicted, it's going to hurt. Well, he raises more money, he gets more popular. So I quit saying never a long time ago, but I think this interesting thing in New Hampshire that y'all are talking about is something to keep an eye on, because if this thing gets whittled down and it is Nikki Haley, I think she is a real threat.
I want to play something that President Biden said today in regard to something that former President Trump has said not just once, but twice, and drawn tremendous attention and condemnation. Let's listen to the president.
We always believe diversity is our strength as a nation. I don't believe, as the former president said again yesterday, that immigrants are polluting our blood.
The actual quote is poisoning our blood. Chuck, the president is zeroing in on this. The Democratic Party will zero on this for historical reasons, for political reasons, and just for temperamental reasons. Like, what are we talking about?
Right. And I think that there's a reason for that, and that's because we are so reliant on minority voters to have a successful election. Let's keep in mind, we keep talking about the slippage of Latino voters, the slippage of black voters. He needs to win black voters at 90%. He needs to win probably 60 or 65% of Latinos. That's why he's doubling down right now and talking about this language, which is a free gift to him, because we're a nation of immigrants. And I don't care if you didn't come from Africa or from Mexico, or if you came from Ireland or you came from Italy, we're all a nation of immigrants. And I think that hits to the core of a lot of voters who are proud of their immigrant roots, who may not be from the countries we talk about every day on the TV.
But, Chuck, you would acknowledge there is frustration in this country about the president's immigration policies. Independents, it shows up again and again and again. And about a quarter of Democrats are dissatisfied, and almost all Republicans are.
It's because we have a system that's been broken for a long time. Right, wrong, or indifferent, it's been broken. It's been broken since 9/11 and going back further than that. And when we've tried to fix it, there's been one stalwart plan after another that's just failed. And that blame goes to both parties, to be honest, because we both use it to our own advantage, I think wrongly many times.
Leslie, your thoughts on poisoning the blood of our nation?
Well, I think if you think back to the previous, 2016, Mexican immigrants were the piñata, when it came to looking at anybody that's crossing the border illegally. I mean, it is part of the MO of what the president does, and drawing that contrast. What's distinctly different, and I think Chuck is really important to that, immigration is not going to be the one issue that's driving minority voters, particularly Latino voters. It's going to be the economic issues. And you're seeing tremendous slippage, even in places that the president is today, for example, Milwaukee. The latest poll has him 6 to 10 points down in a state that he won.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, exactly. And you're talking about 180,000 or so unregistered Latinos. He won by a little less than 25,000. People are adding those numbers up and saying there's opportunity.
Does former President Trump's rhetoric, this is a different kind of rhetoric. It has a historical fascistic Mussolini, Hitler cast to it. Is that problematic for those voters who are on the fence or maybe leaning Trump?
It really
Does it pushes them away?
It depends who you're talking about. I tell you, I've tested messages like that, specifically those quotes. And if you look at Latino voters who are either right of center or maybe left of center, they're going to say that's not really what they're listening to. That's just kind of the bombastic nature of Donald Trump. And it's amazing that, and Chuck and I were saying never, what Trump gets away with in terms of something no other candidate could say, but he has such a distinct appeal around his persona that those particular attacks really land flat.
So, Chuck, in order for President Biden and Kamala Harris, the vice president, to make this stick, they've got to drive it harder. Is that true?
Right, because let's be clear what Donald Trump's doing. Donald Trump has lost suburban America. And so he's got to go find new voters to bring them in. People underreported in 2020. He had more people vote for him than voted for him 4 years prior to. And he needs even more if he's going to win because he's lost support of what I would call common sense, middle class Republican women in the suburbs and other folks like that. So he needs to use this rhetoric to motivate new people, whatever that motivation may be, to get new folks to show up that will say anything.
Do you think there's a real percentage in that, using this kind of rhetoric to reach deeper into other parts that are non-suburban, non-exurban, non-urban?
There's a group of voters out there that are frustrated and new voters who just want to see the whole thing burnt down, whether that's our government or whether that's whatever, because they think the whole system is broken. I think that that's very scary for our democracy, but that exists in our democracy.
Chuck Rocha, Leslie Sanchez, thank you so much for your time.